Okay, in order to do this problem, first you want to look and see, you want to decide what you're going to let x, your variable, represent. And notice that in this particular problem, you don't know three angles. You're trying to find the measurements of three angles in a triangle, and you don't know any of the angles. But you do know some relationships amongst the angles. For example, this sentence here says, the measure of the first angle is double the measure of the second. And then it says the measure of the third angle is 19 degrees more than double the measure of the first angle. So the only angle that you don't know anything about is the second angle, because the first angle is related to the second and the third angle is related to the first. But you know nothing about the second angle. So that's what you're going to let x represent, the quantity you know nothing about. So that's where you're going to write a statement that says, let x equal the measure of the second angle. Okay, so here we've defined our variable. X represents the measure of the second angle. Then, using this sentence right here, the measure of the first angle is double the measure of the second angle. So double x is 2x. So we're going to let 2x represent the measure of the first angle in the triangle. Okay? All right, so there's x is the measure of the second, 2x is the measure of the first. All right, then the measure of the third angle is 19 degrees greater. So 19 degrees greater than something is add, it's addition. So 19 plus double the first angle, double the measure of the first angle. Okay, so the first angle is 2x, and we have to double that. So 2 times 2x, so that's double the measure of the first angle. And then it's plus 19 because it's 19 degrees greater. And that's going to give you the measure of the third angle. All right, so now you have expressions for all three angles, and they each involve just the variable x. All right, now what you need is an equation. So you've defined your variables, now you need your equation. And the equation is that these three angles are in a triangle. So you have to know that there's a relationship between all three angles in a triangle. And all three angles, the sum of all three angles in a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. That's one of those really important properties in geometry. So we're going to write an equation that says the sum of the first angle, remember that one's 2x, added to the second angle was our x, added to our third angle, which is this whole expression here, 2 times 2x plus 19. That has to equal 180 degrees because the sum of the three angles in a triangle always equals 180, right? Okay, great. So there's your equation. So now you just have to solve it. So the first thing you should do is let's combine these two here. 2 times 2x is 4x. And we're going to add the 4x plus the 1x plus the 2x. That's going to give us 7x. So those are the like terms on the left. Plus the 19 equals 180. Okay, now what we want to do is isolate the x. So we're going to subtract 19 from both sides. That's our first step. We want to get this x alone, so we need to move over the 19. Subtracting 19 makes it 0. And then over here we get what's that? 161. That equals 7x. Okay, and then we're going to divide by 7 so that we can get that x alone. So divide both sides by 7. So x is equal to 7 goes into 16 twice, 14, 2 left over, so 23. 23 times 7 is 161. So what have you found? Well, we found the measure of angle number 2 because that was x. You see that? So this angle over here has measured 23 degrees. And then the first angle is double that. Remember that? It said double the measure. So this first angle is 2 times 23, or 46 degrees. So that's your first angle. The third angle is twice the first. 2 times 46 plus 19. So let's see. So what's 2 times 46? 92. So 92 plus 19. And so that's 111. 111 degrees. Now let's check that. And the check will be that if I add angle number 1, so here's angle number 1, 46 degrees. Angle number 2 is 23 degrees. And angle number 3, if I add them together, they should add up to 180 degrees. So let's 6 plus 3 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. And then we have 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. 180 degrees. So that checks. So the measures, you would want to finish your word problem here by writing a conclusion statement. And the conclusion statement would be, so here's your conclusion statement. The measures of the 3 angles of the triangular parking lot are 23 degrees, 46 degrees, and 111 degrees. Sorry about that. I don't have a degrees symbol, so I had to write out the word. Okay, hope that helps.